Hi, Mike from the Rural Montana family. In this video, I'm gonna answer the most asked question, and that question is, what app do you use to monitor the OBD on the Chevy Bolt? Since for the Chevy Bolt there's no specific app out there, you gotta make this work somehow different. If you would have a Nissan Leaf, you just get a Leaf Spy and it works just fine. Well, the Bolt is not as old as the Leaf, and so nobody has made a specific app for it yet. I would assume somebody will eventually, or eventually they will actually be added to other apps that are capable of connecting to the OBD on internal combustion engines. But for the Chevy at this point, you need to download an app, you need to get a Bluetooth dongle that you need anyway, and then you need to import specific PIDs to the app in order to be able to read what the Bolt is basically saying. So we're looking at this. In this video, I'll show you which app to use, how to download it, and how to get the PIDs and import it into that app. So let's go. On your Android device, doesn't matter if this is a cell phone or a tablet. In my case, it's a Samsung tablet. It has a larger screen, so it makes it easier to show and read all the gauges in the app. But in any event, you want to go to your Play Store, and then on the Play Store, you'd like to search for Torque, and we're going for Torque Pro. The Torque Lite does not work. I tried that, but it didn't work, so you gotta go for the Torque Pro and install that. And then we open it, and obviously it, just like all these apps, it wants permission to this and that. And depending on what you want to do with the app, reporting to this or that, you need access to the location and so on and so forth, so you can track your driving and everything. There's all kinds of options that are just app specific, so you can go through the info on the app and figure out how all that works if you have a need to do so. So at this point, if you go to real-time data, it gives you a couple gauges, but all these gauges, they don't help us any whatsoever. It's also a couple empty pages as we're swiping. What we need to do now is we need to import the PIDs, because the ones we need are not in the app. The app now would work. You could go out to any of your gas cars, diesel trucks, whatever, and the app would have PIDs for that, and that would work, but it will not have any that are relevant to your Chevy Bolt. There's no electric car PIDs in here. So that's the next step we need to do here. So we need to get the PIDs imported to this app. The PIDs you need to put on your Torque Pro app, you will find here on allev.info. There's a link down in the description. And so what you do is you go to Chevy Bolt OBD2 PIDs and you click it, and that takes you to the page that has all the information on how to do this. Important is that you read through the entire page as instructed on here so that you really understand what you're doing and you can see really how it works. Also, there's some information right here. So in December 2020, he made a huge update to this page, to the PIDs. But so yeah, go through and read that no matter what. Explains here how to use it. And right there it says really read everything, okay? It says you get an OBD2 adapter, which is a Bluetooth dongle, basically. Download your CSV to your phone containing the PIDs. And important is do not view or open in Excel. This is a data file basically it's an Excel file, but you don't want to go in there at all. You just want to download it to your Android device. And then once it's on your Android device, you can import it into the Torque app. And then once you've done that, that's when you customize your dashboard in the Torque app, so you can put your gauges on there, which ones ever you'd like, using those PIDs that you just uploaded into the Torque app. So there's a couple options here. So there is iOS users and Android users. I'm an Android user. So and there's a list of OBD dongles you can use for the Android. There's a few that are recommended here. The one I use is not on here. I thought it was when I looked it up. Don't remember exactly, but I'm using this one here. This BAFX Products Wireless Bluetooth OBD2. This works fine with the Torque app. It works fine with the Bolt. I haven't had any issues with it, and it's not a lot of money. You can either buy it directly from their website or you can buy it on Amazon or wherever. Doesn't matter. Many options out there. Just whatever you prefer, where you prefer to buy it from. But this is the one I'm using. And I'm using this one because I already had it ahead of time before we had the Bolt. The reason for this one was Android and Windows, so that I have an OBD dongle that can communicate with my Windows laptop. So I can bring things up on the laptop as well as on a tablet. So these are other recommendations. And then we go, here is the directions. And they're very detailed. And so it says download CSV from link below. If you have previously done it, which most of you probably did not, that's why you're watching this video. But if you did, you would have to clear all the old stuff out and then get the new in so it doesn't double up on all the PIDs that you have in there. It would make kind of a mess. Then there's an easy way and a harder way. So the easy way sounds super easy, 3 steps, and it did not work for me when I did it initially. I ended up started out with the easy way, but ended up finishing the harder way. But the harder way was actually not that hard. I don't even remember that I had to do really all these steps. It seemed to go relatively easy, even on the harder way. So attempt to do it the easy way. And if that doesn't work, you follow the directions on the harder way. There's more information here about the CSV, about the document, and what these little prefixes mean. So the important ones have the exclamation mark. Important is mostly what all of us would like to see. Then we have remaining interesting set. Depends, it may not be interesting to you, so you just choose what's interesting. The question mark ones are the unknowns, which some of them they're in the system because there's data communicated, but nobody really knows what it is. Depending on what you do, you may actually be able to figure out what these are and then give feedback so that it could be an official PID that then also could have a gauge that is labeled. The positive sign there is the battery cell voltages. If you want to see all the cell voltages, which that's maybe interesting to know if you want to check individual cells to really see how balanced they are, or if one of them is bad or even completely missing possibly. So, but other than that, for what I do, I never really had the need so far to really look at those. And then the minus sign there are the ones which aren't as interesting. They may be interesting to you, they may not be. It all depends. You just choose the ones you would like to have gauges for in the Torque app and put it on your dashboard. The CSV download is right here. Make sure that you read the directions, obviously. And like I said, I had to do it all the harder way, it seemed like, but it wasn't too hard. But I had to go back to the directions a couple times to make sure that I get the right steps. Then how you can help. So he's still trying to collect some data and figure out some of those PIDs that still have a question mark. So you can upload some data if you wanted to. That's up to you. You just have to set that up in the Torque app. I haven't done that, but if you'd like to, you certainly can. And then we have about this project. Here tells you who actually maintains this, and that's Sean. And so if you want to give him some feedback, whatever, you can do so, certainly. So that is this page here, and we gotta get the data sheet or the data file onto the Android, and that is this one here. So you basically access this on your Android device on Chrome. It gives you instructions here for the Chrome, and then you download from there. I got the allev.info pulled up on the Android now, and it's got basically all the same information, obviously, because we're just accessing the website. Click the 3 lines there, Chevy Bolt PIDs. Then we got again the same info. I done it with the Android next to the computer so that I can look at the instructions on the computer while I do the steps on the Android. Makes it probably a little bit easier, especially as the easy method didn't really work. So we go down to CSV download. Download CSV of PIDs, and you just long press, and then it pops up here. Download link. Okay, and it downloaded the files as you can see on the bottom. You don't want to open the files now, because open the files would then open it up in Excel. But as the instructions say, do not open. So we can just make that go away. And so now we have the file on our Android device. So that's the file we need for the next step. Now we need to upload it into Torque Pro. After downloading the file, we gotta go find it where it went to. I just use my files and then look at downloads, and right there at the top it is. So now important is you don't want to open the file, so you're gonna do a long press on it. There we go. Now it's selected. Going to share. The Torque app is not there. That's where I had to change from the easy way to the hard way last time, and same thing here. If the Torque app would show up in the list of targets, just select it and it will share it with the Torque app right away. But again, it's not here, so we gotta go the hard way, which is not very hard either. So it's still selected, and so what we want to do is we hit the three dots at the top right. For more options, we copy. Okay, and then you gotta follow the instructions. So like I said, if you have your PC right next to you, it's really easy to follow the instructions. So we want to navigate to internal storage, which popped up. Click it. Then we want to navigate to .torque. Okay, so right here at the top, in my case, it already shows torque logs, which may be there or may not be there. I don't remember if it was there initially, but I had the Torque app on here, so the logs may still be there. I just deleted the app to redo this and show you. But that's not the one. We need the .torque. And so we scroll a little bit, and there's the .torque. We select it. So now that we have the .torque, we need the extended PIDs, which is a little further, it's right there. We select it, and here we got other CSVs. Those are the ones that are already there with the app, but they have nothing to do with your Bolt. But now what we want to do is we want to obviously copy it here. So we're already, it says at the top left there, it says copy to. So all we do is done. Then this file is now there. So we have the file now in there with the Torque app. Now we gotta go to the Torque app and to the main menu. So we'll go out of here. We'll click the Torque app. Open the Torque app main menu, which is the sprocket on the bottom left. There we go settings. So we select manage extra PIDs. The upper right menu, add predefined set, and the CSV file should be one of them. So we go to the three dots in the upper right, add predefined set, and then we should have ours that we downloaded that are right at the top there. So you see other ones there that are just for regular internal combustion engine cars, and they wouldn't help us any, but we need the Chevy Bolt OBD2 PIDs. The file you're loading contains PIDs that already exist. You want to replace your existing PIDs with the ones being loaded or keep the existing ones. I'm going to replace them. I'm not 100% sure if that showed up the first time when I did it or because I already had this app on here. So it may be because I already had this app on here. So you choose one of them, and then it says back one menu to data logging and upload. So we'll go back, data logging and upload, select what to log. So according to the directions, we go to the data and logging upload, which was here, select what to log. And so if you click that upper right menu, you are select what to log. You can check what you want or what you don't want. So that's up to you. I mean, we can take one away by just clicking on it. We can click back on it. You got to figure those that you want. Sean points out that the ones with the explanation mark are those that are probably most interesting, and that's pretty much true. They are pretty interesting. So you just need to go through and figure out what you like, what you don't like. So if I click OK, so they're all green right now. That means it's logging all of them. I don't necessarily want all of them because there's a lot of them that are just not much good. So we can do a clear list, and then it would take all of them away. Go to select what to log. And now I can add what I want to, which is easier because you probably don't want all of those, like I said. So I usually use air temp ambient, which you see there's two air temp ambients right there. One has the F behind it for Fahrenheit. The other one is not showing anything, which that will be the Celsius. So if I choose both of those, they both showed up in my case as Fahrenheit because Torque auto converted the Celsius to Fahrenheit. So you may only want to choose the Fahrenheit one in the United States. I'm not sure if this would work anywhere else any different. I assume the Torque app is just an American app and that's just what it does. So, but yeah, I quite frequently you've seen me show the battery coolant pump speed, battery coolant temperature, which again, it doesn't really matter if I guess if I choose the one that has the Fahrenheit or not, because it will auto convert. Battery heated, measured wattage. Then we have battery module temp, average temperature. So that gives you basically, let's do the Fahrenheit here, basically your battery temp. Then you have battery pack capacity, which we have raw 2017 to 2018, and then 2019 plus, which that is where we're looking at the newer batteries. So sometime in 2019, the battery pack was changed. The Bolt got a different battery pack. If you were affected by the recall, you had a older battery pack 2017 to 2018. If you were not affected by the recall, you would have a 2019 plus battery pack. And so we have a raw reading and we have an estimated reading. So that will give you an estimate of how much the battery is. We have a whole bunch of stuff. Battery pack resistance seems to be interesting for many people. Not so much for me. There is, yeah, endless. You just go through, find the stuff you like. Okay, there's so many of them. Whatever you want to see, it's pretty much all here. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. So you just highlight the ones you want. Then you can see those. You can create gauges for those in the Torque app then. So let's go through the rest of the list here. We have select what to log, and then we'll back up one menu to this, and here we want to log when Torque is started and only when OBD connected. So let's see. Log when torque is started. Let's highlight that. Only when OBD connected. Let's highlight that. So we got both of those. And then enable synchronous logging. Synchronous logging at the top there. Okay, got this. Your choice on rotate log files. Rotating has 1 file per trip. This can be onerous if you take a lot of trips. So that's up to you if you want to play with things like that. Rotate log files is down here. You can activate it or deactivate it, up to you. Let's see what else we got in instructions here. Now it's basically customize your dashboard as you desire. So let's go back here to the dashboard. We're just going using the back button. And so we're at the dashboard. It already has a Bolt EV in the profile because I already had this all on here. You will have to put that in. It will not show like that. But I had the app with all this stuff already on here. So you go to the real-time information at the top, and there's your dashboards. And now you gotta change your dashboards. So there's whatever presets already here, and you need to work those. And those are basic instructions that go with the torque app. In this case, the gauges are no different for setting up, deleting, adding, and so on. It's no different if you use that for an internal combustion engine car or for your Chevy Bolt. So that is totally the same thing. You can long press the screen, add a display. You choose whichever displays you like. I usually use the digital displays. And now you gotta say which one you want. So we could do battery, coolant, temperature. Then you choose the size. I don't know, let's do small. So there it pops up. And now you put your finger on it and you can move it wherever you want. And as you let go, it's there. And the funny thing is right now it shows battery, coolant, C. And when I connect it to the car, I'm currently not connected. When I connect it to the car, this actually showed Fahrenheit, not C. To make gauges go away or change, you put your finger on it and hold a long press, and we can delete that display since we don't want it. Same thing here, we hold the other gauge, it's gone. If we want to move our battery, coolant, press the finger on it, hold it, and then see what we want to do with it. So sometimes you have multiple display on one page and one disappears behind another, so you can bring it back to the front or send it to the back, or we can move the display. And so now it's up there. And so you can customize that. You can customize the colors, the display in any which way. I mean, there's endless options, but that is all in the torque app. That is not specific to anything with the Bolt. You can figure that out on your own. For the Bolt part, just follow the instructions that Sean has on his website. And like I said, if you have your computer next to your Android device, so you can actually look at the instructions while you're working your Android device, it's much easier. So I guess between the instructions on the website and this video, you're ready to go, and you should be able to set up the torque app so you can monitor your car and get way more details than ever before. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe. Share this video with friends, family, others that you think might be interested in learning how to do this. and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.